Underpriced vintage basketball. I think basketball is clearly the next iconic sport in America, and it's a global sport in a lot of ways. That's why I also like soccer. And so I'm very hot on the Dr. J's, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, Lou Alcindor rookie, the Oscar Robinson. Then I'm thinking, here's a nice little stack of Magic and Bird rookies that I have historically thought are underpriced.
So
I know you have other questions, ask them.
So what's the card you want the most? Like, what's your white whale, the one you treasure the most that you don't have?
I would probably say the highest grade George Mikan in the world.
Okay.
What's going on? I'm Sakari Smithwick. I'm a chef, entrepreneur, and I got a George Mikan rookie.
Chapter, Mr. Basketball, the story of George Mikan.
Well, Miken was like a Michael Jordan, a Larry Bird, a Magic Johnson. That's what he meant to the league.
And long before Michael, Magic, and Larry, George Mikan was the first celebrity basketball player. And their big man was George Mikan, a player who was the pioneer of modern-day basketball.
Smell the aromas of the breakfast. You always had to be seated at the table and dressed. And from there, I just kind of fell in love with food at first. I would go to department stores and I would always see the kitchen, shiny toys in the kitchen department and just be attracted to it. And at a very young age, I just started to realize that I fell in love with cooking.
When I'm in that kitchen with precision, mix, this is how I beat the vision of this hot taste of tradition. Food network, I need musicians, eat the recipe is simple. Now you cooking with cigar, cooking with cigar.
I'm a consumer behavior anthropologist. That's what I do for a living. That's why VaynerMedia is one of the biggest agencies in the world. We're good at strategy and we're good at making videos and pictures for that strategy.
So, during the pandemic, I started really getting into basketball cards. I had a lot of time, quarantine, just trying to find what cards, trying to find different angles and what's undervalued, what's overvalued.
People understand that sports cards are about to become a cultural phenomenon again, and so I'm just putting it on the record in media so I'm historically correct.
So for any team playing the Lakers, the message was, try to contain George Mikan. The NBA's first superstar dominated the league to the point where the rules were changed to make things actually tougher on him.
I saw Gary Vee talking about the sports cards, started really getting into it, and my first card that I bought was a Zion rookie, Mint 9. I started learning about the grading, I started learning about all the different type of cards you can get, different rookies, and I just put in a lot of my time and effort into just kind of building my collection and focusing on being a collector and an investor. And from there, I found the George Mikan rookie. I had a lot of time down south with my grandmother, and I was just going through eBay, and I found the card.
My intuition is we haven't seen anything yet. Because I'm getting bombarded and I'm watching other things of people that have nothing to do with me and have never heard of me. Like, it's just supply and demand. And I think we're in the second quarter of demand with sports cards, which means there's more room to grow. And I think if you spend 80% of your energy and time on the classics, Jordan, Brady, two guys I don't love so much, but like clearly goats in their industry, LeBron, to me, even wrestling, like The Rock, or like I think if you stay conservative on classics or all-time players, this thing I'm thinking about is that the hobby is gonna evolve. Like when I left cards, Shaq's rookie was Stadium Club, not the Beam Team. It was the Upper Deck, right? Like right now, one of the things I'm thinking a lot about is Topps Chrome is basketball's rookie card way back, but could it be Upper Deck? Like, I'm thinking about how, the answer is the hobby decides what the current true rookie is, and over a 30-year window, it actually changes. Which is
I don't think anybody can say enough great things about George Mikan and all he's done for the game. And look at the face, y'all. Look at this face right here. You gotta get this face. Look at that. See, look, that's back when intense was intense. You see that?
The Associated Press, in its nationwide poll a year ago, named George America's greatest basketball player of this first half-century.
Dang, voted basketball player of the half-century. That's why I'm all wheezy in this jersey, man. I'm not the one transcending the game like George Mikan did. It's kind of weird, you know? At least let's get his permission. So anybody got a phone around here?
There are, after all, many big men in basketball, but there is only one George Mikan. It's not only his size, but his extraordinary skill as well that makes him the biggest star in the game.
How these look, man? He wore these playing in the game. No strap, no nothing. Man, imagine if somebody's like to hit you across the face with this, though, you know? So what, after a game, he would give his glasses away or something? He was kind of hot.
Pioneer in many ways, Miken was also the trendsetter in basketball eyewear. But there have been some other visionaries who followed him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's patented shot was a skyhook, but his trademark in fashion was his goggles. Kareem decided to wear them later in his career after being poked in the eye one too many times. And soon others began to follow his lead.
The Lakers pull away and go on to win 77-69 and take the series from Syracuse 4-2 to become world champions for the third straight year.
Yeah, man, I mean, these are some of my cards. I mean, this is my Tim Duncan rookie, mint 9. You know, super undervalued. A guy, one of the top 25. This is a card that I got for super low, and it's not in the right grading system, but I mean, it's a good condition card. I could resubmit this card. You know, super undervalued, Pat Riley. I mean, 1968, mint condition for this card. I think it's super interesting, right from a Jack-in-the-Box. JMS, this card right here, Gary V has. Hand-cut card that came right before Charles Barkley rookie. The Fleer, right before the Fleer. I think that card is super cool.
A lot of stuff I'm looking at it daily. I think weird cards are interesting. This is an 86 JMS Barkley, which was like a hand cutout card. I think it's underpriced because I think it's super interesting and weird and earlier than his 86-87 Fleer rookie card, a different one.
My vintage Pat Riley again. I think he's one all-time great. I have a Shaq rookie here, a couple Shaq rookies, some tops. Kevin Durant, one of the top 25 players. Some Shaq, some Kobe Bryant rookies. Some Kobe Bryant rookies right here, cyber metal, just some inserts, some different types. And you know, I have a whole bunch of stuff, man. I just love it so much. It's just so much fun. Anthony Davis rookie. This right here is it's a numbered rookie here, which is cool. And some modern players as well. Gary V always says 10% or 20% modern, so I have some modern players that I think are gonna do good. And then I have this card right here. This is the one, the George Mikan rookie. GAI, so this grading company came before PSA. The owner of GAI actually started PSA, and this right here came from a Kellogg's box. Highest condition in the world. Okay. Super undervalued. And it's George Mikan.
Big Center was voted the top basketball player of the 20th century in an Associated Press poll. Miken, who led the Pro League in scoring for 4 straight years, holds every scoring record in the book.
It was a period that, in my mind, sticks as Miken dominating everything. George and the Lakers were, anytime you beat them, it was something special.
Beginning in 1949, George Mikan led his Lakers to 5 titles in 6 years. He towered over the NBA as the league's original icon.
When I played with my teammates, we would pack the arenas. No matter where we played, we'd have a full house. And so we had a great impact, at least I did, on the league. And I hate to say that, but it happens to be true.
5 times world champions in the last 6 years. 5 titles out of 6 in the league that contains the world's best players. The champion of champions. The greatest basketball team of the century. The Minneapolis Lakers. And now, meet the champs.
last time this sold was 10 years ago, and it's the highest grade in existence. The guy that sold it to me believes that this card is graded higher than the PSA 7 that sold as well. He had both of the cards. Real big time collector. He had a bunch of Tiger Woods rookies, Michael Jordan packs, 1986 Fleer packs, and he wanted to get this out of his collection. But I think he didn't realize how undervalued this was and how important this card is in history. It's a George Mikan card, rookie card at that, found from a really cool way from the Kellogg's pack. And I mean, it's just beautiful. From 1948 in near mint condition. And you look on eBay, you can't find these cards anywhere. Super rare. And you know, Gary Vee compares this card to a Honus Wagner card. The last Honus Wagner card sold for $3.2 million. And I have this card.
TikTok or something?
Talk to us about how to get this money. Basketball cards is all the rage.
You know, it's funny, from the first time I ever came through, NBA asked that great question. He's like, cool, this is all great in theory, but like, help us. So I hit up Charlemagne. I was like, hey, I need to come on and tell people about what's going on, like on some real shit. Like, there's money to be made in sports cards now. And again, the thing I get most hyped about is if you have $280 to start. We're not talking about, you know, I'm really playing because I believe, and I'm buying Jackie Robinson rookie cards and Jordans and Wilt Chamberlain's.
How much is a Jackie Robinson rookie card?
So now what's going on is you send them to a company and they grade them. And so it can get from a 1 to a 10 perfect. A 1 for a Jackie Robinson's like $3,000-$4,000. A 9 out of 10, there is no 10 out of 10 because it's a 1948 Leaf card.
So it's not mint.
Correct, it's a 9. There's only 8 of them in the world. That's almost $1 million.
Wow.
Now, since George's heyday, other players have scored more points and received more attention. We know that. But no one had more of an impact on the game. And when the history of the NBA is written, there is no better place to start than with George Mikan.